Hey, good evening. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Daniel. I was a professional opera singer and beatboxer, and tonight we're going to be listening to Take Me to Church, written by Hosier, performed by Morgan James under Postmodern Jukebox. So, I really digged this song when it came out. I haven't heard it in quite a while, but it's still a good song regardless. And this one was heavily recommended from everyone for another Morgan James tune. So, I'm really excited to jump into this. I think Morgan James has a wonderful voice, and there's no reason why this piece wouldn't be amazing and fit her voice very well. So I know that I'm really excited to jump into it, and I hope you are as well. So without any further delay, let's just jump into it.
My lover's got humor.
Woo!
He's the giggle at a funeral. Knows everybody's disapproval. I should have worshipped him soon.
These chords!
If the heavens ever did speak, he's the last pure mouthpiece. Every Sunday's getting more bleak.
Woo!
A new poison every week.
Yeah!
We were born sick, I heard them say. My church offers no absolutes. He says worship in the bedroom. The only heaven I'll be sent to is when I'm alone with you. I was born sick, but I love it. Command me to be well. Yeah.
Woo!
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Yeah!
Take me to church.
Woo!
I will worship like a dog at the shrine of your lines. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that doubtless death. God, let me give you my life.
Chills, dude.
Take me to church. I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lines. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life.
Yeah!
If I'm a pagan of the good times, my love is the sunlight. To keep the God on my side, he demands a sacrifice to drain the whole sea. Get something shiny, something meaty for the main course. There's a fine looking high horse. What you got in the stable? We've got a starving faithful that looks tasty, that looks plenty. This is hungry work. Take me to church. I'll worship like a god at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life.
Yeah!
Take me to church.
Beautiful!
At the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. No masters or kings when the ritual begins. There is no sweeter innocence than our gentle sin. In the madness and the soil of that sad earthly sea, only then am I human. Only then am I clean.
Chills.
Take me to church. I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church at the shrine of your lies. So you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. So many elements of that I loved. Obviously, if you couldn't tell. Just her approach, her complete control. Just the fact that there's only one other instrument being the pianist. Just providing that foundational accompaniment and letting Morgan just completely take that spotlight. And I loved the arrangement of this piece, where in the original version, you have a very strong, melancholic feel in that piano line. And now we're just getting this more poignant jazz line, I guess you could say. But it's just so beautiful. And her approach in the vocal line was just stunning. So many elements about it that I want to comment on. This is probably going to be a longer video just because there's so many elements that I just loved so much. I got chills throughout the entirety of the piece. It was that gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Let's jump into the analysis.
My lover's got humor.
Right in the beginning. My lover's got humor. Just opening up humor to ma. A more open, a more darker vowel, just to create that atmosphere a little bit. And the way that she's singing it is very lyric. It's very soft, very light. It's not really forceful. The dynamic isn't loud. It really sets the tone for where we are and all of the potential areas of growth that we can have, where we're not starting off extremely small. So if we wanted to back in even more so, we have the option to. But we're starting off in more of a mezzo piano dynamic, where it's this medium softness, where it's being vocalized fully, and we're rounding out vowels, getting rid of ending harsher consonants like the guttural R, and rounding that out. And with all of these different elements just coming together to create a foundationally strong opening sound that sets the tone of the piece remarkably well. We have no idea where it's going to take us, just because if you've heard the original versus hearing this one, you already know, just based off of the opening chords, that this is not the same piece by any means. Yeah, it was inspired by the same piece of music, but the arrangement, the chords, the only things that are the same are the melodic line and the lyrics themselves. But this genuinely feels like its own arrangement, its own approach, its own feel, and it's just gorgeous, dude. Let's listen to the beginning again.
My lover's got humor.
Woo!
He's the giggle at a funeral. Knows everybody's.
I just love this chord progression. Oh my gosh. Sorry, one more time.
My lover's got humor. He's the giggle at a funeral. Knows everybody's disapproval.
Knows everybody. That very bright, open ba. Oh my gosh. Sings right to my soul. I love this contrast, interchanging between open dark vowels versus open bright vowels. Humor, which is darker, versus knows everybody. Instead of oh my gosh, I love this contrast. It's just being presented so delicately, and it just feels so benign, and that's what makes it feel like it's so much more approachable emotionally. Just in the sense of, if we as an audience member are to engage with something on an emotional level, whether it's engaging with a particular artist or engaging with a particular sports team or anything that we can place an emotional investment in, we want to make sure that we're not going to be let down every single time. We understand the risks, at least on a logical level, on a pragmatic level, of what it means to put an emotional stake in something. So when we do so, we want to make sure that it's something strong enough to protect that emotional investment. So when we engage emotionally with an artist, let's say, we want to make sure that the performance isn't going to go south. We want to make sure that it's not too overwhelming, that it's not just going to take our emotional investment and just rip it apart through raw, rugged intensity that can just explode all over the place. You know, if there's a certain sentimental feeling that we want to delicately present to someone, if we're giving our heart to someone, we want to make sure that they're going to take it and guide it through the entirety of the piece or of the performance or of the sporting event. And the idea of that being, we want to be able to depend on the artist, on the team, on the whatever to provide for us in that emotionally vulnerable moment. And just in these first 10 seconds, you can feel this level of delicacy and this level of integrity, musical integrity. Like, you can even see it on her face in this still shot where it's just this beautiful flow of music. So gentle, so well refined. And at least for me, I feel like I can trust her with this emotional connection that I'm giving her and just guide me through the piece, where because I have given her that emotional connection, I can feel these chills in my body and know that I'm not going to be let down through random destruction of the piece for no reason. You know, if she's going to take me to really bizarre, unknown places, then I can manipulate my expectations into, okay, this is the kind of piece I'm engaging with. This is what I've come to expect. Therefore, this is the kind of engagement that I, as an audience member, am going to give you, the artist. But in this very poignant setting, it's really nice just to be able to trust this kind of feel and just to completely sit back, close my eyes, and fully immerse myself in this atmosphere. When I close my eyes, I think of being atop a hill, being able to look at the sky without any light pollution, see the myriad of stars in the sky, maybe the occasional shooting star, cool air against my body, just having my back and my body be fully flat, hands behind my head, looking up at the sky, and just taking in this beauty, this atmosphere, and just engaging with it, not necessarily physically, but just taking it in, embracing it. It's the idea that our body is made up of the same elements that the universe is: hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, etc. And just allowing those elements to just exist with everything else around you. There's something just strikingly poetic about that. And there's a certain comfort that comes with that. And it just makes me feel really happy. And that's the kind of sensation I get when I entrust Morgan with this emotional connection throughout the entirety of this piece. And I love it so much. That's probably why in my reaction, my eyes were closed so often.
At a funeral knows everybody's disapproval. I should have worshipped him sooner. If the heavens ever did speak, he's the
strong K there. If the heavens ever did speak. Yeah, dude. Really well done there. Loved the crispness of that.
If the heavens ever did speak, he's the last pure mouthpiece. Every
Peace. Ending these consonants very strongly, but it's not overwhelming. It's not going outside of the dynamic. You just know that she can use these ending consonants to generate a lot of momentum leading into the next vocal line. Even though we're not necessarily growing into a new dynamic or a new power level in the piece, a new emotional center, let's say, you just know that she's a self-fueling source of energy, that each consonant that leads into the next line is so intentional because it just generates so much more momentum that she can carry with her into future lines. Always planning ahead in that regard. It doesn't feel like the musical line has ended and she's picking up again and starting. It's this line has ended on such a strong ending consonant that you can ride that momentum into the next one and into the next one. It's so well done here.
speak, he's the last pure mouthpiece. Every Sunday get more bleak, a new poison every week. We were born sick, I heard them say. My church offers no absolutes. He says worship in the bedroom, the only heaven I'll be sent to.
The only heaven being the most stressed word in this musical line here. Because this piece feels a lot like being cradled or just oscillating back and forth between two sides. And to create that effect, you need to have the crescendo decrescendo dynamic per musical phrase. Da 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 da. kind of sensation. And she just does such a great job highlighting and stressing certain words, but having it not feel like it's too bizarre or too outside of the tonal center of where she is currently in the piece. And it's just, it's so remarkably well done.
There's worship in the bedroom. The only heaven I'll be sent to is when I'm alone with you. I was born sick, but I love it. Command me to be well. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful piano line there. A strong foundation in that growing segment, and just ending it with these beautiful, benign higher notes. Perfectly legato, perfectly smooth as an arpeggio or a broken chord, and just letting it flow and be sustained ever so gently before coming back into the new cadence. Lovely stuff here.
I love it. Command me to be well. Amen.
I love the way that she connected that. Do 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 do. Yeah, you just feel that flow. So beautifully executed. Oh yeah, dude. So well done.
Amen.
Just her natural timbre fits this piece so well. You just get a little bit of this, what feels like a southern twang. Amen. Oh my gosh. It just complements the piece so exceptionally well. I love this.
Amen. Amen. Take me to church.
I love this so much. Not just about her execution here, but about the arrangement. In the original, you have a really strong kind of grounding segment of bow now, take me to church. But here, we're still in this very light, helium-esque, floaty atmosphere. So just the fact that we don't get that butter sound, but instead we're just coming in very delicately on this vocal line. And you just feel that ever so delicate energy just coming in so gently. But with that gentleness comes a silent intensity, a dormant ferocity, let's say, where you know that there's a power waiting to be unleashed under it, but we're not at that point. And does that dormant ferocity, that silent intensity, does it need to be woken up? I don't know yet. But you know it's there, and you know the dragon is sleeping. But just the way that it's presented so delicately, you just know. You just know that with that delicacy comes foundation, support, power. And it's hard to express what isn't being superficially presented, what's in front of you. But it's very similar to, an example I might be able to give is reading subtext in social situations. This is something that I practice on a regular basis. Me being someone who's more socially awkward than others, especially being introverted, I spend a lot of time trying to socialize with others, especially strangers, and practice my social skills. And one of those elements is trying to read subtext, reading the narrative of any particular situation. Not just listening to what people are telling me directly, but recognizing body language, recognizing inflections in the voice, recognizing if somebody is using their words to sway me to a particular side of an argument, to proselytize, perhaps, or play any kind of power game. But regardless of whatever the intention is, it's being able to read the fine lines of things has been a very arduous process, but something that I've been developing over time. And I correlate that to this particular performance because that's more or less what I'm trying to get at when I say the silent intensity or dormant ferocity. Where, yes, on this superficial layer, you get this very benign, beautiful legato tone, very smooth and delicate. But reading the subtext, reading that narrative, you can observe that there's more to it than that. And I love that energy. I love that she's able to express this through this benign legato inflection in her voice. I love it so much. She's such an expert at vocal control here. Oh my gosh.
Take me to church. Woo! I will worship like a a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, good God.
Just the way that she hits death. Oh my gosh. And it just floats. Oh yeah. This is something that I want to bring up just outside of music as a whole, and I apologize for those who are listening to this just for the musical analysis, but I think about death constantly and what death means to each person that I've ever had the opportunity to discuss it with. And it appears to me that we as human beings have a very natural fear of death, because we have a very natural fear of the unknown. We get a whole lot of different perspectives and viewpoints as to what death is, such as an afterlife, whether that's in eternal damnation or eternal glory, or perhaps rebirth, reincarnation, or perhaps just eternal nothingness, just having our bodies and souls and spirits, energies, whatever it is that you want to call it, just being recycled back into the universe. And there's a myriad of other philosophies as well that can go along this train of thought. And I have no judgment towards anybody who views death in any one particular way. We each need to comfort ourselves in whatever it is that we truly believe is what comes after death, because it is an extraordinarily terrifying topic to think about and to reflect on and discuss. So I completely understand why we comfort ourselves with particular ideologies. And something that I think about is, I remember when I was in university, one of my roommates was someone who truly invested himself in tarot reading. So me being curious about it, he read my tarot, and when death came up, it's very striking to see that card come up, because there's a picture of a skeleton riding a horse, at least on that particular deck. And I didn't know what that meant at the time, but he was insinuating to me that it could reflect rebirth, or the death of some personal element in your life in order to make room for an expansion and evolution of some particular kind, a rebirth in a new area or element of life. And I thought that that was really poetic, because on a personal level, I really do believe that nothing in this world that is truly valuable, that is truly worth achieving, can be obtained without some level of sacrifice. Everything that you have now is based off of, one, cause and effect, and two, your own action. While there are elements of luck in the universe, ultimately it comes down to our actions are capable of rippling out into the world and can either be completely halted or can actually generate so much momentum as to create tsunamis into other areas of the world indirectly. So the idea of it being that there are just things that happen in our life that we more or less just adapt to and are capable of just experiencing and growing with, and being able to, in some cases, sacrifice those elements in order to achieve betterment and to grow from it, I think is a really beautiful quality to have. Having the strength and courage to sacrifice elements of your own self in order to pursue excellence or pursue something of greater value that you would find to be of greater value in your own life. And the way that I correlate that back to the music is just by saying the way she approaches death here, it doesn't feel dark. It doesn't feel like feelings of despair or feelings of heaven and hell. It doesn't feel like any particular philosophical view of death. It more, at least to me, feels like the fundamentals of what death is, relating that back to the tarot analogy, which is this release, this very cool sensation of letting go, of sacrifice in order to achieve something of greater value, which is the upcoming segments of the song in this particular instance. And that was beautifully arranged. I loved that section so much. I want to listen to it one more time.
At the shrine of your lies, I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church. I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life.
Oh, I love her ornaments. Dog. Yeah.
Take me to church. I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me
sun. Really emphasizing these key words in each musical sentence. And you can tell in this moment that we've left that mezzo piano, that medium soft volume and delicate energy into something that's a little bit more sturdy, a little bit more energized, into this mezzo forte, near forte, or medium loud to loud volume. And at this point, it feels like that silent intensity is just being woken up. And you can just feel the dragon's breath against your skin. Not necessarily burning you, but you know it's awake. And you just know that this intensity is growing. And this is a beautiful transitionary period here.
On my side, he demands a sacrifice to drain a whole sea. Get something shiny, something meaty for the main course. Fine looking high horse.
Yeah!
What you got in the stable? We've got a starving faithful. That looks tasty. That looks.
I love her slides here. That looks tasty. Oh my god. It's so fluid, even in this more intense energy. I love it so much, dude.
Got a starving faithful. That looks tasty. That looks plenty. This is hungry work. Take me to church. Worship like a god at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death.
Just that belt on death, it's so good.
And you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. Take me.
Good God, let me give you my life, take. Oh, dude, just these connecting threads, the ability to create drags in phrases and early entrances into phrases. It just adds such a strong flow to the piece. Every single element of this chorus feels so connected. I love this so much. Her breath placement is wonderful, and the arrangement itself is spectacular. I love it.
Deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church. Oh, at the shrine of your lights, I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. No master.
Just look at her intensity in that silent moment in the vocal line. Just look at her.
Let me give you my life. No.
Just that ferocity. Yeah, dude.
Good God, let me give you my life. No masters or kings when the ritual begins. There is no sweeter innocence.
Beautiful growth there. There is no sweet. Yeah.
There is no sweeter innocence than our gentle sin. In the madness and the soil of that sad earthly sea.
Instead of belting it there, she just went into this beautiful mix and kept it at this mezzo piano, this medium soft volume, just allowing it to just delicately float instead of having a little bit more grounding foundation in that, even though it is still very well supported. Lovely choice there, because you had no idea where it was going to grow. She could have made it delicate, she could have made it foundational, either would have been perfectly fine, and you just feel that light energy instead of feeling that grounding energy. And if you guys have ever been in a car and then you see a red light coming up and your body just kind of prepares for the brake sensation, and then you come to that slow stop before approaching the red light. It's very similar to this kind of sensation where you feel this subconscious feeling of, okay, it's time for me to prepare for this type of sensation in my body. So if you feel like there's a particular musical line that feels like it's going to go into this more grounding sensation, I need to brace for that. And then all of a sudden you get these delicate notes to end the musical cadence, and then that grounding feeling is all of a sudden springboarded and skyrocketed into this light, airy, lyric feeling. And just that rapid springboard into that light feeling creates such a strong and stimulating sensation, at least in my body, where it's just that much more impactful. It's that much more dazzling. And oh my gosh, it's so striking.
A gentle sin in the madness and the soil of that sad earthly sea. Only then am I human. Only then am I clean.
On the way that she held that N and allowed that N to flow to the very end of the musical line. Gorgeous.
Only then am I clean.
Beautiful vibrato too.
Take me to church.
Oh, take me! Instead of me, rounding that me to something really dark. It just feels so nighttime, very cloudy, almost like a heavy rainfall kind of cloudy darkness. Just me. You feel that poignancy, that element of catharsis just exploding out of you on that me. Oh my gosh, incredible.
Take me to church. I'll worship like a
Yeah, and it just explodes in that piano line too.
Take me to church. I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lights. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless day. Good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church.
Oh my gosh, dude!
God, let me give you my life. Take me to church at the shrine of your lights. Though you can sharpen your knife, offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life.
I love this. I love this entire section so much. Just the fact that she's using so much energy to connect these phrases, and the moment that the actual musical phrase ends, we know that there are words supposed to be in this section, completely omits them, and just focuses on the energy of the moment, and that energy is just so striking, especially in that silence. If you guys have ever seen a thriller or a horror film where there's all of these really haunting, spooky effects, but the moment that all of those effects are out and you just get this close-up of the main protagonist or whatever, and it's just silence, that's the most intense moment. You know, it was a little bit more comforting having those terrifying sounds, because at least it was sounds that you can expect in that moment, but hearing nothing, feeling like you're in the moment of the character and in the character's place, there's nothing more chilling and terrifying than that moment. So, because you're just taking in all of that unknown energy. So omitting those words, it just allows you to absorb all that intense energy that's coming off of the accompaniment and the vocalist. And you just feel the weight of the piece in those moments of vocal silence. And you just hear that piano line and just feel that energy in tandem with that. And it's so powerful. I'm getting such an intense feeling of catharsis in that moment, and it's beautiful.
Deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. Amen. 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 Amen.
I love her chest voice. It's so powerful and rounded, and it's just got so much soul in it.
Amen.
And it's a beautiful N, just going all the way to the end of the musical line, tapering out with very strong, consistent breath support and vibrato all the way to the end of the taper. Oh my gosh, beautifully done. I want to listen to that one more time. gorgeous job. Absolutely stunning. I have no other words for it. Amazing job, Morgan and Scott. Just that arrangement was spectacular, and I just felt every single line, every word, every syllable just being fully stretched and expressed through the music itself. Amazing work here. I absolutely loved it. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If y'all liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments below. I do read all of the comments, even if I may not heart or reply to all of them, so please just know that your comments do not go unnoticed, and I do take them into further consideration as I make future videos. My live streams are currently Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so if you guys would like to stop by and say hey or ask any questions about myself or the channel, I'd be more than happy to be there for you guys. I do leave all of those live streams up on YouTube, so feel free to check those out as well. I am still making a lot of content for my Patreon. I'm sorry it's such a slow process. I'm making a lot of content for it on top of my already busy schedule, on top of YouTube as well, so I appreciate your patience. I can't express enough what it means to me that you guys are here watching these videos, and I deeply appreciate you doing so. And I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.